it's kind of on the same track then, talking about prize money. It is kind of crazy when you look at prize money. I mean, athletes, professional athletes, they're earning salary, blah 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 blah. But there's obviously a massive divide with who's earning money and who's really not. When it comes to deciding prize money, like how does that process look like? I'd be interested to know more about how you decipher that. Obviously, one of your headlines with your press release was like $130,000 prize money over the 4 stops, which is great. It's a hell of a lot of money. But how do you go about dividing that up? How do you choose where it's going to go? And do you think it's fair? I mean, dude, I'll be honest. This isn't, I don't want to be gossipy, but you look at the prize money that an athlete earns. So if you win a UCI downhill, it's $3,750. If you come second, it's 2,100, and then to be third in the world is 1,200 euros. I mean, it just seems like a bit of an insult, to be honest. That's what it feels like to me. You're the best in the world. You've done all the training and the travel, and then you win 1,200 euros. So I'd love to hear your side of that, if that's okay, and how you go about figuring it out.
Yeah, I mean, for us, I think with the different locations where we host Crankworx, we set minimums across the different disciplines. Some of those are set by like the slopestyle events are set by the FMBA, excuse me, by the Freeride Mountain Bike Association. So
Right.
we're following those guidelines. We've always tried to pride ourselves in offering a little more. With the Canadian Open Downhill in Whistler, we've always offered quite a bit more than is required. With the EWS that was always done in Whistler, we had prided ourselves on offering more than what was required. And I mean, it's from an organizer's perspective, you have so many costs constantly coming at you. And so you're balancing, because honestly, there's an absolutely endless list of things that we could spend money on. Endless.
Yeah.
And so you're just constantly balancing, okay, where's the best use of this last dollar? Is it to put it into production? Is it to put it into prize money? Is it to put it into, I don't know, hosting a future partner? Is it, there's a gazillion different ways you can split that last dollar. And, we are constantly trying to assess and work with, what are the pain points for, the athletes that are committed to Crankworx? Like, what are those pain points, and how can we help solve some of those things? Prize money doesn't always solve those things because, to your point, David, you need to be on the podium to earn that money. And so, is there other ways to solve those things? And so we're constantly meeting with and talking to the athletes. And I unfortunately missed our last athlete advisory meeting, but I'm hearing all about it, and Bernard was a part of it. So your message has been heard loud and clear, Bernard. And of course, we're trying to do something about it. I mean, the mountain bike industry is in an interesting place right now. I mean, you're reading about layoffs, and you can't go on the internet without getting 25 to 30% off a brand new bike right now. That's never happened. And so, when I read the tea leaves there, that means that there's definitely challenges going on behind the scenes, for the bike industry. And, I mean, it's an interesting time. I think I'm really stoked with where Crankworx is at. We're in a very strong, stable position. We're able to offer, a little bit more for athletes this year. but it is something that we want to continue to develop, continue to offer opportunities, and like I said, remove those pain points for athletes. We want this. We've always, and I'll go back to my original point. We've always wanted this to be fun. We want the athletes to come. We want them to have the time of their lives. We want them to just be like, yeah, this is, I mean, I remember when I was in my 20s and early 30s, I traveled the world, doing whatever it was. wasn't getting paid to race mountain bikes, but I had a blast. And this is the athletes that get to participate in any of this stuff. They've got unique skills. They are the best in the world, and they're fortunate. And we want to make sure they have fun, and supporting them is a part of that. So we want to continue to do that. Yeah.
And obviously, you must hear as well from the athletes that it is going to be a factor for them coming and doing Crankworx events if they can make a little extra money that week or whatever it could be. Those 4 stops, then it's going to entice those bigger athletes. I know, like you've got Loic heading to New Zealand, for example. So it must be working like right away, right? And also, I guess you've got the increased broadcast, so it's more time on TV for those guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing is that athletes get paid in many, many ways. There's prize money, yes, but their contracts are based on exposure and based on the opportunity they get on TV or, in highlights. Or, I mean, that's a big part of why all those brands are on their jerseys is the broadcast time.
Definitely.
So, yeah, I mean, that's part of what we're, hoping to provide is more of that and better versions of that, to provide those opportunities for athletes to gain more exposure and go back to their partners and shake them upside down and give us more money.
Did you enjoy this clip? If so, please like and subscribe. The full episode is available by hitting one of the links on the screen right now, or type The Ride Companion into your favourite podcast app. We've even put links in the show description for you. Cheers!